Thank you for tuning in to our very first episode, 702 Sports on the Sideline, featuring me, Big Al, and my man JP.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Let's do this.
We got some great topics today. Special guest Paul Brooks, Global Ambassador for Best Buddies, Special Olympics Silver Medalist in B-Ball. I repeat, Silver Medalist in basketball. Can't wait for him to come on. First topic we like to talk about is the Aces, the red hot Aces. Don't you agree?
I do. They just actually broke a WNBA record for with their 30th win.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that.
We also got a Hall of Fame coach, Becky Hammond.
Recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, I think earlier this month in August 12th.
August 12th. Getting that information really had me on fire. Fire! Had me on fire for Becky. Here it is. We got the WNBA playoffs that start on the 13th, and the end of the season's on the 10th. So we ready to rock and roll, Vegas. Back to back, Jack. WNBA champions, first ever in UNLV, in Las Vegas history, excuse me. Bonk.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, but then we also have two other things. We have two teams that the NBA is going to be coming out with. One is Vegas, one is Seattle. And then, if you haven't heard in the news, the A's are coming. To be determined on the date. But me and JP was talking about, since we're talking about baseball, futures. Baseball futures on who could be hot and get in there. JP, who you think is gonna win the World Series this year?
I'm liking the Atlanta Braves right about now, and I'm not saying it just because you have the shirt. My best friend's actually a Braves fan, but I think they played great baseball all year. They got good pitching, great hitting.
Yes, indeed.
Even though I'm hesitant they've been playing so well, it never really usually works out that way in the end. But I got to say right now, I'm liking the Braves.
That's my team, and last year we lost 3-1 to the Phillies, which the Phillies this year is my best long shot pick I like. 22-1 to a team that was in the big dance last year, while the Braves are 3-1, the Dodgers are 4.5-1, the O's is 10-1, and the red hot Rays that started hot in the beginning has sizzled down, but still is worth value at 12-1. Now, another topic I like to talk about real quick is the Raiders. The Raiders. I want to talk about the Raiders, right? Finally, Josh Jacobs signed his contract. Finally, Josh Jacobs signed his contract. Still got Devontae Adams.
The best wide receiver.
The best.
He's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL,
best.
And no reason we can't think he's going to have another great season this year.
Yep, and the thing about it is, King Jimmy G stay healthy, right?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I think that's what I've thought this offseason. They had a certain thing in Derek Carr. He was a great quarterback for us here for so long. Last year, toward the end of the year, they kind of shut him down and wanted to go a different direction. I don't know that I'm really personally loving Jimmy G as the answer for that. We'll see. He's had issues of staying healthy, so that's going to be the biggest question mark this year for me is what kind of year he can have and if he can actually at least be as good of a quarterback as he was with San Francisco when he was healthy. But I think staying healthy will be the key for him this year.
You're right, because you know what? When you're younger, you do stay healthier. What do you think about that, Willie? This is our guy you'll see every time. His name is Willie. One leg Willie, but I call him Willie B. And his best friend Popeye. Popeye, what you think? Okay. All right. So, we heard what they like. Now, me and JP was talking about something about futures. NFL futures. Me, on the NFC side, I like the Eagles. They were in the dance last year. They lost to my Chiefs, but they picked up more picks in the draft, so I think that they'll be there. The quarterback Jalen Hurts just signed his contract, so he's happy with his money, and he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. So I like the Eagles to go back to the dance. Now in the AFC, I remember you was telling me. Who was it you like again, the AFC to represent?
Yeah, I just personally, as much as I'm using an NFC guy, I'm thinking the AFC will be, the Super Bowl winner will be an AFC team again. It to me comes right now down to quarterbacks play right now. You got, I think Cincinnati, Burrow has had a little bit of a, he's been banged up a little bit this preseason, but he's, as of today, practicing. Last year, Buffalo versus Cincinnati has been exciting, right, for the last few years. And so
Exciting.
And there's the question if Buffalo's window is closing or not. But I think Patrick Mahomes, to me, is the best quarterback in the NFL. Now that Brady's not there in the NFL. So I think it's going to come down to one of those three teams, whoever wins the AFC.
Okay. Now, speaking of the Chiefs, one of our
WTF has arrived.
One of our producers just had a glitch in the Matrix.
That's right.
Yeah, we just had a glitch in the Matrix. So, speaking of the Chiefs, Chris Jones, why are you holding out? Frank Clark has already left. Chris, we need you to sign. We need you on the defensive line. Colts, Jonathan Taylor, not going to be playing. He's going to be out for about 4 games. They're a young team. They'll get it together. They'll give him his money. Hopefully.
If anybody listens to much sports radio or sports talk, this whole offseason has been about which team and which actually specific player, Aaron Rodgers. And so what are we thinking? What when you think of that, what do you think of the Jets' chances? What do you think?
Brand new coach, Robert Saleh. The Jets have a defensive coach that is a head coach. Saleh was good with the Niners, but he's there, and now he has a veteran quarterback. The Jets are still a young team. Like, no disrespect to the Jets. They're young. They just picked up a household name like Rodgers. So they still got to run through the gauntlet. And the gauntlet is the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Bills, and the Titans, especially if the Titans' running game is going on. And everybody thinks Jacksonville is a sexy pick. You know the run they had last year. So I think the Jets got a lot cracked up to be. I mean, a lot of people will be on them nationwide, because they got Rodgers and everything, but they'll be a fan favorite.
Well, they just signed, they added Cook, so I like that. And I don't know. I mean, I think the Jets can be in the mix, but I think it's going to come down still Aaron Rodgers. Even this morning, I was listening to a different talk show where Keyshawn Johnson was talking a lot about it not being necessarily his fault in the past, and it's a team game. But I think Aaron Rodgers will have something to prove, so I think it's going to be interesting to see. It'll be fun to watch, and
it's going to be fun to watch.
A lot of conversation this year.
It's going to be. We'll be talking about them all year long. All year long. Go Gang Green.
So, what do you think? What are we thinking for the Raiders? What if you have to say right now? What's your outlook for this year? What are you thinking?
I'm gonna stay really optimistic. I'm gonna stay so optimistic about it because I'm looking forward to going to Allegiant Stadium. I haven't been to a Raider game yet, but I've seen them on TV, and the place looks awesome. And the energy inside of Allegiant Stadium, I mean, it's at 100. From 1 to 100, it's at 100. So I like Josh Jacobs. I like SEC football. He came from Alabama. I love the owner. Love the owner. So I just want to know, like me and Willie, right? We want to know, can Jimmy G stay healthy? Okay, so we like Adams. Love Adams, right? Like Crosby on defense, right? So I'm going to stay positive. Between 1 and 100, I'm going 98% positivity.
Yeah, and I think for me, it still comes down to everything we talked about. The AFC is just tough. I think the AFC has gotten only better this offseason. I think in general, the teams that were great last year in the AFC have only gotten better. The Jets, like we talked about, we had quarterback issues last year. Now they have, no doubt, an improvement with one of the best quarterbacks to play, Aaron Rodgers. So it's going to be tough, I think, for the Raiders. But you never know. I mean, that's why they play the game, right? But
you're right.
I think they're a little ways away, and so hopefully they can solve the quarterback position. With Jimmy G. Hopefully we're wrong, and
right.
Jimmy G proves to be the answer.
Prove me wrong, Jimmy. Prove me wrong. Let's get our fans, our Las Vegas fans, on your side and not on your backside, okay? So let's talk about our true passion, right, JP? What is it? College football. Boom, boom, boom. Go Rebels, go. So we're going to start off with this. My son, architecture student at UNLV. Miles, love you. Senior year. Go Rebs, go. So this is what I like to say. We were talking about earlier. First year coach, Odom. The guy's resume ain't that bad. You shocked me, JP. I was like, we got a first year guy, 25 and 25, 50%. Like, that starts my positivity chart. I'm feeling like I'm at a 60 with them. So I'm thinking like, I agree with what the coach said. The coach said, positively we can hopefully go bowling. Go to a bowl game. Vegas gets into a bowl game. I've been here since 1980, everybody, and I would love to see Vegas go bowling. Heck, I'll bring my bowling shoes. But I like them orange and black. Okay. The thing about it is, I do not want Georgia to three-peat. I'm sorry. USC almost had a shot at three-peating. Texas, Vince Young, stop that. Being an SEC guy, being a Gator guy, Georgia, I think their window's closing. But your team, Michigan, you tell me what you was telling me about. Go Blue.
Well, I think this is the best team that Michigan's had, definitely under Jim Harbaugh. But my question to Mark is, I'm not a huge Jim Harbaugh believer in the bowl games so far. That Michigan's won one bowl game since he's been there. Matter of fact, I feel like they haven't won any of them since he's been. But I think the first year they won that he was there, and they haven't won since. So the last couple years they've been in the playoffs. They've lost. I expected them to lose to Georgia, I guess, 2 years ago, and Georgia won last year and the year before. So there's no shame in that to some degree. But last year definitely was a disappointment to see how they did against TCU. But they've got depth coming back. Corum is coming back for another year. Got hurt late last year. They got Donovan Edwards. So definitely talented, definitely loaded, and they're starting out number 2 in the country. Everybody's talking about Georgia. I don't know that Georgia's window is necessarily closing. If you ask me, Georgia has to be the favorite. They got the experience. They've got a lot of people that have been there multiple years. Quarterback's a question, though. That's what I like about Michigan, having J.J. McCarthy, his third year coming back, and he's lost 2 years in a row, but played in the playoffs both years. So, and of course, if you're talking to any Michigan fan or anybody that knows anything about the Big Ten or Michigan versus Ohio State, I do like that we beat them 2 years in a row. So I'm hearing 3. Can't wait to beat them again. There was a couple games that happened last weekend. USC won big and Notre Dame won big. So it wasn't really anything competitive, but it did kick off last weekend. But we got some great games. What are you thinking this weekend? What are some games you're looking at?
I like the rematch. My Gators going to play in Utah. We won last year at the Swamp, 29-26. Quarterback Cameron Rising. He may not play this game. The Utah quarterback. The thing about it is this. Cameron Rising can throw the ball and run the ball, but they're missing one of their weapons. The tight end, he left to go to the pros. And he was big in the upset win when they upset at USC at Allegiant Stadium last year. So now he's gone. They're playing my Gators. He's coming off an ACL injury that he had injured in the bowl game last year, Cameron Rising. But the one thing about this that we're weak in, that we're lacking in, the Florida Gators is a quarterback, because our quarterback just went to the Colts.
I was gonna say that would be my question: is what is Florida thinking? Are they pretty happy with what they have right now coming this year?
I think they are. They still have a good defense, and they have a great running game, and something in this line right here, the line. Utah was favored by 7.5. Now they're only favored by 4.5. So that's the game. That's the game on Thursday that you kind of want to wash your hands with it. If you're gonna wash it with hot water or cold water, but be careful.
That's going to be a great game. And if you're thinking about from the Utah perspective, Utah lost a close game. They almost beat USC. I think if I remember right, they were actually winning at least at halftime or just before halftime. They lost the lead, and then USC kind of dominated in the second half. But I think Utah could take a lot of positives away from that. So I think that's going to be a great week one matchup.
Great week one. But then we also got, like, we touched base on, you and me. We got Deion Sanders. We got prime time, people. Prime time. Now finally going to a Big 12 conference. Right now he's not with the school that he was with, Jackson State. Now he has the prize. And the prize is the Colorado Buffaloes playing TCU. And his son is still the quarterback. I repeat, his son that was very good last year, quarterback at Jackson State, is still quarterbacking at Colorado underneath his father. So I'm really looking forward to that game. TCU lost both their wide receivers last year. They went to the pros. So, again, why is Colorado getting 3 touchdowns?
And I will say this. I mean, we talked about this before the show, and I think if I had to pick, I would pick TCU. But what a great upset that would be.
Oh, that
Week
would be
one,
great.
I mean, that's what's fun about college football. And
that'd be great.
You never know. I mean, I think TCU has more talent and is more established. They played in the playoffs last year.
You're right.
But Deion Sanders, I mean, give me prime.
Give me prime. There we go, JB. We get so scared. There we go. We went from talking about.
I don't know if I'm willing to call it, but it's going to be exciting to watch. So hopefully next week it'll be a hell of a show.
Yeah.
Talking about somehow. I mean, Colorado's definitely coming back with Deion Sanders. It's only a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time. So Deion, we'll give you a year pass, okay? Just make it interesting. You know what I mean? For us college football fans who breathe this, right? We breathe it, we drink it, we eat it. We look forward to Saturdays. We talked about another game we was talking about, which was, the big LSU Florida State game. Now, Florida State is looking to be able to do some big things this year. They beat LSU last year by a fluke missed field goal, lost 24-23.
Actually, they got wasn't it a block extra point?
Extra point. Thank you, JP, for correcting me that. Thank you so much. And then JP also told me this. He said, Al, LSU is missing their talented running back, huh?
Yeah, they said the third straight year in a row that he won't be playing this game. They just talked about today.
His name's John Henry, America. John Henry, talented running back. Gonna miss out again. And then one other game we kind of touched base on that I was looking at is 2 Heisman quarterbacks that are going head-to-head this Saturday. South Carolina's Spencer Ratliff and UNC, that's University of North Carolina, Drake May. Both quarterbacks are very good. The total in this game is 64. Don't be surprised they score 80 to 90 points because both these teams' defense is garbage.
And it's just exciting me to talk about 2 better quarterbacks in college football right now is on that field.
Yeah, you got both of them running for the Heisman. So that's the game that you want to sit back, pop your popcorn, not root on nobody, right, and just expect a lot of scoring in that game. That's North Carolina at South Carolina, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'd like to wrap up a little bit of the sports talk with this right here. We got a lot of construction out here because we got this Formula One race that's coming in November. And talk about construction. There's so much construction. People that work on the strip, we got to go another route to get to work. But you know what? For $3,000 a ticket, I already know Las Vegas is going to be loving it, and I already know Formula One is going to be loving it too. So put on your seatbelts because this is going to be big, big, big. Not bigger than the Super Bowl that's coming here, though, because that's going to be really, really big. And hopefully you'll see me and JP and our team here at there. So look forward to seeing us.
Hopefully about it. We will be at the Super Bowl.
We will be at the Super Bowl. JP,
the Raiders might not be there, but
touch
we'll be
the
there.
crystal ball.
Too soon.
Yeah. But I'd like to say something for the production company that's doing this for us. It's Creation for Cause. I love them dearly.
Oh, yeah. Can we get I think it's their birthday. Can we get some birthday hats out on set?
It is. Hey, to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Grace Picard.
No, not Crazy for Cause. What's the name of your show? On Sidelines. 702 Sports. Yay.
I'm really
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to us. It's our
where's the
first
cake?
episode.
Where's the cake? Someone bring something over. Bring over the espresso beans.
Oh yeah, we'll have
the
espresso beans will be our cake today.
But we have Creation for Cause is a nonprofit organization. Local cause.
We're not a nonprofit.
Oh,
It's all right. What they are is a media company with purpose.
Local Driven Media Network. Local cause-driven media network promoting community and sports. Creation for Cause.
Here's your cake now. Happy birthday to On the Sidelines 702.
No, the beans are the cake, not the sandwich, dude.
With JP and Big Al. Yay! Everybody get a piece of this cake here. Come on, Mark. Grab a piece of cake. Yay! Come on, Andrew. Get a piece of this cake. Yeah, Mike, get over here. Get all this cake. Yeah. All right, we did it.
I think what we're doing here, having this podcast every week, having a special guest every week, I'm super excited to meet Paul Brooks because Paul Brooks really embodies excellence in everything he does. And I love that. I think that's exciting. He is a silver medalist. Like, I could only dream of being a silver medalist in anything. And he's a global ambassador for one of our cause partners, one of our nonprofits that we contribute to. So how Creation for Cause operates is it's a media company that basically donates a percentage of all the proceeds that they make to the different partner causes they're affiliated with. So the more partner causes we're affiliated with, the more donations that can be made to different organizations. And I just love the fact that it's about community, it's about local community, but it's also about bigger issues too. It's just that we're focused here in Vegas, where we have such a great diverse group of people, super duper sports, right? Okay, don't get me started on the Raiders today, but super duper sports and all these people that really want to contribute to this great community and to this phenomenal landscape that we've created here. And we just want to be a part of that and improve everybody's, yeah, it's great. It's very exciting. So Paul Brooks, ladies and gentlemen, he will be here. He will be one of the great guests that we have every week. I hope I'm not overreaching and saying we're going to have a guest every week, and we won't. But in fact, he's knocking on the door. He's coming in.
hey, hello.
Hey, Paul
How you
Brooks.
doing? How you doing, Mr. Brooks?
How are you?
How are you doing?
So awesome to meet you.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a global ambassador
Thank you.
for the people,
Yes.
by the people.
Yes, sir.
I'm one of the people.
Thank
We are part of the people.
Yes.
Creation for Cause of the people.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome anytime.
We have some interesting topics to talk about. But the thing I like to talk about is what he did in the Special Olympics in the basketball game where he medaled. Could you please tell us how that was for you?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. So, I think it was 5 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. I got selected to go to the 2018 USA Games up in Seattle. Now, I'm from Seattle.
Wow.
So, my
Okay.
whole entire family, my grandfather watched me play for the first time. You know, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends watched me play for the first time. That I grew up going before I moved out here back in 2006. So, we surprised the country. You know, Nevada Strong. We showed them what Nevada Strong could do. Mm-hmm. There were some very close games. We did blow out a lot of teams, though.
Okay.
It's just that we came short. We lost. I didn't make my free throws at the end. We missed the buzzer beater, which was kind of a little heartbreaker. But the good news, what's more about just winning the silver medal, was that earning the recognition and respect that when you think about Nevada, you don't think there's no athletes. Nevada, we showed them that there is athletes and will be a force to be reckoned with in the future. and special mix. I did really well. I played hard. I played smart, and I was honored to be the captain of that team. We worked together.
Captain.
Yes. Yes.
Captain. There we go.
Yes. So
All right.
it was a lot of fun, just like meeting other athletes from other states and really showing that, like, Nevada, we are Nevada strong, and that was not only it was not for representing Nevada, but showing how we can stand what Vegas Strong was all about, and we're well represented. And it was an honor winning that silver medal. It could have been gold, but we can't live in that what could have been world.
You're right.
And we can just, only thing we can do is grow stronger, keep working. For next go about, we will win the gold and add it to the awesome legacy that the sports that we have here in Las Vegas, because we got the Golden Knights, the Aces. You know, I'm wearing the shirt.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the Aces. I love that team.
And then the Aces. So, and hopefully in the future we can get a Special Miss USA Games championship as well. But above all else, I had fun. My grandparents, they loved it. My parents loved it. My whole family and my family and friends are very proud of me for going that far when we weren't supposed to, but we did. But just showing that we can do it. So it was awesome memories and an awesome time in Seattle.
I got goosebumps right now. See, you really touched me, you know, about having setbacks, but being the Vegas Strong when you said that, you know, and how we can't look back. We just got to keep going forward. Keep going forward, keep going forward. And that's about life, because you're going to have your downs and you're going to have your ups. Your ups may be ups, but your downs may be harder than your ups. But we can't do nothing but just thank the good Lord above that we woke up and try to keep going forward and not go backwards. And I want to thank you for reminding me of that. Vegas Strong.
Yes, thank you. Want a hug?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You make me hold it more. You do.
That's okay. I heard you say that your family had not seen you play.
Yes.
How was that for you to know they were there and you were playing and they were seeing you for the first time? How did that affect you?
Oh, I was excited. I was jumping for joy. I was so excited just to see them play. Like, my grandfather, he never seen me play. And a lot of my aunts and my cousins never seen me play before. So I was just more excited and nervous. I was excited just to say, hey, I'm an athlete too. I can do this. It runs in the family. And it hit and it hit and it got, and I got the athlete genetics too. But it was so great to see not only to see him play, but to see how much I led the team and helped the team, how much I really grown. It was an amazing experience for them. They still talk about it to this day. They're like, my name is Paul Brooks Jr., so they call me like, Jim, are you gonna run that back? I'm like, I'm gonna keep practicing until I get the opportunity.
Well, I bet for not when's red hot second do they talk about, oh, they're thrilled with that silver, because they're not looking at like, you're like, well, I missed a couple free throws and we didn't get the, I bet they're just over the moon.
Oh yeah, they're so proud of me. They're sitting there, they're excited. They're like, oh, he did it. He made it to a championship game when they weren't supposed to. It was just an amazing experience just to see how much our team grown, battle adversity. There was one game we were down by 17, like with 3 minutes left. We came back and won.
Wow, I was just going to ask you,
Wow.
how much training did you do?
Wow.
Oh, preparing for USA games, I had to change my nutrition. I had to really run every day. I had to go core. My trainer was literally just calling me every day, doing workouts 2 to 3 times a day. I was just really training like hard. I was out there playing basketball with my friends. I was out there calling friends that were hoopers. I was like, hey, you know, I know you're better than me, but make me better. You know, it's okay if people that are better than you. I'm okay, but with playing against hoopers that are better than me, because it's gonna make me stronger in the long run. So I said, okay, let's keep going, let's keep training. So I was training like in 100+ degree weather just for a chance to really do it, and it paid off.
So I agree with you that that's a big leadership thing. You know, you surround yourself with people who are better than you and you rise to the occasion. If you were going to give some advice to someone who is starting out playing b-ball and wants to achieve some of the things you've achieved, what would be one bit of advice you would give them?
Have fun. Love the game first. Love. If you didn't love something, you wouldn't do it. And if you love the game, keep working hard, and know that people are gonna judge you. It doesn't matter. You're gonna be embarrassed. There's gonna be growing pains like in life. You know, not everything's gonna go your way. Keep working hard until you get it, and keep trying. If people overlook you, that's the best time to rise, is when people overlook you. And I think for several years growing up as a kid, people overlooked me. People like, you've been overlooked? Yes, I was overlooked a lot as a kid. I tell like a lot of players or anybody in life, if you get overlooked, that's fine. As long as you know that's not you talking, then I have my willpower to say, you know what? I'm not sacrificing my willpower. Keep working, keep growing, and be ball or anything you do in life. Keep working. If people overlook you, keep trying. Some of the most successful people got overlooked. I mean, we have NBA players that we know and love that got overlooked. I bet Stephen Curry, he got overlooked. No one really believed in him that much. You know, late Kobe Bryant, pick 13. You know, pick 13 was not supposed to be great. Some of the greatest successful people got overlooked. And don't be afraid of failure. I like to talk about failure sometimes because
I do too. It's I'm all about failure. Do it.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be better afterwards.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
learn from that.
Yeah.
I've been a great role model. I mean, I've taken up so much time about the boys.
But I wanted to ask about, can you talk a little bit about being an ambassador and what that means?
It means a lot. It means that you have to set a good example and have a role of integrity and be the voice of inclusion. Well, a lot of people in the disability community, the voices are everything. The voices of inclusion are everything to show a person with disability that they're beyond their disability. You give them a reason to do more in their life. So being an ambassador is just not just sitting up and looking pretty and talking. It's sitting up looking at basically being a voice of inclusion, being a voice of reasoning, but also you're giving these people, these wonderful individuals, an opportunity to really have a future, go to college, have a job, have a career, get paid, all that. So the voice of inclusion fluctuates in so many ways to where you're like, wow, you look at, for example, anyone know Riley? Shout out to Riley.
Shout out to Riley.
So
Got it right here. The picture right on your
Shout out
mic.
to Riley.
Riley.
I think she might be a little jealous, so I'll give her the microphone after it's over. So it's what it is have voices like that for them to have opportunities to succeed in the real world. And I think that's the most important thing. Not only you're giving the voice of inclusion, but giving them hope and some inspiration to succeed in the real world.
That's what it's about. Be in a position to help others.
Yes.
That's what my grandmother, God rest her soul, always told me. Be in a position. Have a platform to help others. And I can't thank you enough, Anise. Creation for Cause, to put a platform for myself to hopefully it could touch some people. You know what I mean? To find out there are people out there that have a platform that you could share with them, and then you could pass that on to other people too. I love Creation for Cause. It's the biggest thing next to my son's birth and my wedding that I could be part of this. Thank you.
Well, tell us about who's your favorite team, Paul? I gotta know this. I don't mean to change the subject. I think I love all this.
Which team you're talking about?
Let's talk about NFL for a second, because we're starting the NFL. So who's your favorite NFL team?
Yeah.
Well, since I'm from Seattle and I'm a big Seahawks fan, but I do show love to the Raiders, though. I do show love because I do so much community work for nonprofits and everything. I show love for the Raiders, but also I cheer for the Raiders and I cheer for the Seahawks. Just to say it though. So I'm a big Seahawk fan, but also like to watch the Raiders as well too.
How are you feeling about Seattle this year? What are you thinking?
I'm actually very excited. They when we traded Russell Wilson, I almost had a heart attack.
I did too.
Our franchise quarterback was gone. And I'm like, but I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, we got all those draft picks coming. Okay, Gino, okay, we'll see what you got. Gino, you were successful when Russell went down. So when we started really believing again is when we went on that like 5-game win streak, and we showed that we drafted well. We got all those draft picks coming. We have a very nice young team. A lot of people are not really seeing it. This team is developing to a very team that they're going to be pretty scary. You know, they drafted well. They got top 5 draft pick. They had 2 or 3 first rounders, second rounders. They drafted really well for next 2 or 3, 4 years, and they might, knock on wood, nothing don't happen to them. They don't get injured, and no injury curse doesn't loom Seattle. They could probably be a pretty good team or very good team or contender in the next maybe couple of years if things go right.
And they're in a tough division. I think the San Francisco 49ers are probably favored right now, more than likely. But Pete Carroll is a good coach, and you have a good quarterback, a solid quarterback. Played well last year, so.
Oh yeah, so we are ready. We got the running back.
How do you feel about that 2,000 yards, that 2K Kenneth Walker ran last year?
Oh, unbelievable. He came out of nowhere. I mean, when we drafted him, we were like, okay, we'll see what you got. You know, him and Rashad Penny, they were sharing him. Rashad Penny got injured. I'm like, oh, wow, this guy is amazing. This guy was out here really going off and really carrying the offense for some of the games. And we're like, this guy is really going to be very, very special.
Hold on, I got a phone call real quick. Hold on, wait a minute. You ready? Santa Claus? Oh, what? Really? All right, guess what?
What?
Me and Santa Claus agreed that the Seahawks are winning the West. The Niners are on the downslide, the Rams are on the downslide, and the other team, it just don't mean nothing. Seattle is going to win.
We'll have to have you later on in the year,
Seattle
and maybe we can have
the NFC West. You're hearing it right now.
I hope they do.
August 30th, Big Al's prediction, right? Seattle wins the West. Whatever. We got to talk about these aces here.
Yes.
Like, you ready for this?
Yeah.
First of all, Becky Hammond, Hall of Fame coach.
Yes.
It is scripted that Vegas will have their back-to-back champions first time ever.
Yes.
That right there has somebody put a fire extinguisher on me, because the Aces are gonna go. They just recorded their 30th win.
Yep.
Candace Parker, CP3, she's hurt, but when she comes back for the playoffs, they're gonna have that incredible run that they ran when the season started. Remember?
Yep.
When they took off 14 and 0, 13 and 0.
Yep.
So Candace, get healthy, mama. Stay chilling, get healthy. We're gonna need you in the playoffs. Miss Hammond, you got the ladies focused. Asia, keep dropping 50-cent pieces, okay? Like you dropped 53 the other night ago. Kelsey, love you. Gray, keep doing what you're doing. Because here, we can't. You talk about the parade you had the first time. The second time, back-to-back, you're going to see Big Al, Mr. Brooks, JP, the whole creation for cause right there in the front row. You got it. 100% aces back-to-back.
So how are you feeling going into the playoffs?
About the aces? I feel really good. Like, as soon as we get Candace back, I think we can really make a run at this. This though, we got to prepare. I know the favorites are Liberty and the Aces. Liberty's pretty tough.
They're playing tough. I was gonna say they played last night.
They're really tough. So they have a really good chance. You know, I don't think this is the Aces team at their best yet. We haven't seen they haven't beat the best version of us, because we don't have everyone yet, and we're still finding ways to win. As soon as everyone comes back at 100, then watch out. We're for real. We want that championship parade. We want the back-to-back. We want the Aces should be the first back-to-back team. And when everyone gets healthy and comes back and everyone's ready to go, I think we have a good shot at winning back-to-back.
Put some respect on it.
Yeah.
So let's talk maybe a little baseball. Are you a baseball fan at all?
Oh, yeah.
So Seattle, the reason I was thinking, since I now know that you're kind of from Seattle and you probably root for the
Mariners.
They've been coming on strong. Are they going to make the playoffs? They're making a strong push.
Yes, we're going to make the playoffs. It was crazy that we managed to beat the Houston Astros. We swept the world champs. That was incredible. And just really shown that ever since All-Star break, they've been very good. I've been turning on the TV and watching them again, and now people are starting to respect the Mariners. They got something going on up there. I hope they can keep the pieces going and everything going like that. I think we have shot. World Series championship, baseball, MLB is a very tricky game. You can be an underdog team and win the whole thing if you really want to. So I just call the Mariners. I'm rooting for them. And I hope they can make a strong run in the playoffs and get out the first round, because we haven't been out the first round in forever.
I got a feeling the Mariners are going to do it, because the Mariners are doing exactly what the Braves did a couple years ago. They were worse. and got hot right after the All-Star break, and the Braves won it.
Yes.
2 years ago. And the Mariners are the hottest team, America, since the All-Star break. And Seattle's going to have to score about 5 or 6 runs a game when the playoffs come, because Houston can do that in a snap, as well as the Orioles. So I think, honestly, the winner of the World Series, Mr. Brooks, here's another one. Here's another gem I'm about to throw on you.
I think you're going to
The
pander
winner-
to our guests.
The winner
I'm going to wonder if this is
of
going to be a
the
trend.
the World Series matchup is going to come out of the AL West. That could be the Astros, the Mariners, or the Rangers playing either my Atlanta Braves or the LA Dodgers. Take your pick.
I thought you were going to go out and say that you thought that Seattle was going to win the World Series, which
No. I
it's
can't give them
possible.
that. I can't
And
give them
possible.
that.
It is possible. I agree with that. That's what's cool about baseball, right? And that's what's cool about October baseball and the playoffs coming soon. So we'll see soon. But I definitely got a good feeling that they'll make the playoffs, and I think that you'd be happy. Not that you don't want to see them win it all, but if I said at the beginning of the year they're going to go to the playoffs, I think you would take that, right?
Oh yeah, I would take. I noticed that from like last year. Like they were okay in the playoffs, but it was their first time since I was like a kid, like probably 10 or 11 years old. Last time they were playoffs, and I'm 30, so that's a long time.
Ichiro
Suzuki. That's
Ichiro
Suzuki, and those guys
Love Ichiro.
they held it down. So now we're actually coming back and now taking it more seriously. They can really start, taking that next step and getting on. The Mariners can get on the same level as the Seahawks and the Sounders and the Storms that have been winning championships. And now if the Mariners can win one, Seattle can really be the true Emerald City of not only just great people and great everything, but just having those championships to back it up. They'll do.
Guess what, JP? Mr. Brooks don't know what we talked about.
But,
Remember the 2 NBA teams I told you that's coming?
oh yeah, expansion.
Oh, expansion.
Yeah.
Expansion.
Seattle's got one and we got
Yeah,
one.
they're bringing back the Supersonics and they're bringing in Las Vegas. And
Yeah.
we don't know what the NBA team would call Las Vegas, but I know the expansion team. I'm gonna make a prediction. The Sonics are not Oklahoma City Thunder. We can go ahead and end that right now. That's not okay. A lot of people got upset when that happened. So the Seattle, if they go up there, the Sonics, they should just bring the Sonics back.
Yep.
I agree with that.
And retire everybody from Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, the Deathless Shrimp. All those guys can retire those jerseys in peace where they belong. And then Las Vegas is becoming the sports town, the sports capital of the world. I mean,
Yep.
what do we got? We got the Super Bowl coming, Formula One. We got the NCAA Final Four on the way.
Baseball's going to come.
Baseball's coming. So Las Vegas is going to be a great market to where we're going to have a lot of things. We should NBA can work here with the Summer League. Everyone's coming out here. You see the sports stars and in attendance. So I think it's going to be exciting that the expansion team in Seattle and Las Vegas are the ideal choices of an expansion team, an expansion draft, because it's a great sport market. It's a great place to raise your children. All that it's going to be phenomenal. I'm very excited about the both teams.
Here in 2000, there wasn't jack. I'm just being honest. But I was complaining years ago there was no color. There was no sports. There was nada.
There wasn't growing up. I'll tell you from a local POV, there wasn't.
I mean, I grew up in LA. There were museums. There was some what I call culture. This place is slamming. Like really, it's come so far. We have some of the coolest, most interesting people who are here frequently if they don't even live here by now. We've got these great teams, and you're right, these new teams coming up. I love it. I think it's super exciting.
Dollar's new vibe coming here with these sports teams. Look like you and me gonna have to hit the streets,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We gonna have to hit the streets, you and me. How's that?
That sounds
and
good,
get more for creation for cause for Special Olympics.
Yep.
I'm there.
And best buddies.
And best buddies. When
You want to go too?
and JP, you come.
I'm down.
You come.
Special.
You go.
And
You go. We gotta have a street team. That's gonna be coming to you soon, America. Okay? It's gonna be coming soon. Best buddy creation for cause
and Special Olympics.
and Special Olympics and 702 Sports hitting the streets for you. Because there's too much coming out here. Now, on a college football note, are you a Husky fan?
Sometimes.
With Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback?
Sometimes I'm gonna be laughing. So I watch the University Huskies, but I have two college teams.
Okay.
So one is the was UW Huskies, and also too, I'm a fan of Alabama Crimson Tide as well.
Okay.
Alabama Crimson Tide is my dad's an Alabama fan. He's a big Alabama fan. I watches every game, listens to on the radio. He watches them on TV, at work, whatever he wants. He loves that because it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
So stay with the generation.
That runs deep. That roll tide runs deep.
It runs deep. So I also support the UW Washington State Husky, UW Washington. When they're on TV, I watch them. But that Crimson Tide, that generational thing, it runs like Big Al said, just runs deep. It runs deep in the family, in the family. So usually my dad has rules around college football. If you're an Auburn or LSU fan, he won't let you know. unless you want to hear him talk your ear off, then that's different. But my dad is a big dad, so it runs deep. So I cheer for both.
I don't blame you.
So my question is, how do you think Alabama's going to do this year? Then what are you projecting for them? Are they going to come back?
I'm hoping so, but that SEC is a monster. You got them Georgia, LSU had a good recruiting class coming in. They're in the quarterbacks. I hope Nick Saban can fix the quarterback situation because, wow, that SEC, you never know. Somebody can win it all, and you're like, wow. So that SEC is just a monster. So my prediction, I hope Alabama wins national championship, but the SEC, that's a monster altogether. They should have a national champion based on the SEC because, woo, that's a monster right there.
Well, I think you hit on it about quarterback play, and I think the good thing is that Georgia has to replace their quarterback as well. So there's both uncertainty for Georgia and for Alabama when it comes to quarterback. So
all that talent, though.
Yeah, look forward to this. Should be a great year.
Oh, yeah.
And even talk about Washington as well. I'm a Big Ten guy, being a Michigan fan, and definitely it's cool or interesting. I don't know what your thoughts are on, them not being basically leaving the Pac-12 here coming up, but
it's very different. It's very different because I'm just as much as a Vegas kid as much as a Seattle kid. 'Cause I came out here when I was 13. So I'm 30. So I haven't lived there since. It's different. It's different from the people that are up there more. So, like, say you're Big Ten, you're a Big Ten guy. You're like, wait a minute, I'm not used to playing the UW and Washington State going up, facing each other, and having that big rivalry. It's completely different now. So you're sitting there like, wow. And there's a lot of tradition. A lot of people don't talk about in college sport the traditions. People don't talk about those traditions, what those conferences mean, the traditions that come along with it, and to the fellow alumni. So it's going to be a little different. I'm excited to see it, but it's going to be a little different. It's going to take a couple years getting used to because you're not playing the same teams that that you have those rivalries with. It's going to be a little different.
And I think from my perspective, I understand it would be weird for sure if I was a Washington fan. But I think from a Big Ten, from a Michigan fan, I'm excited to see the level of play be. Washington is a great football school. They're a great school in general, but I mean not just football. But when I think about football, we're talking college football. Them, Oregon, USC, UCLA, all pretty. Like the level of play, I think for the Big Ten will be better off for it. So unfortunately, it comes at the expense of the Pac-12. I don't know how I feel necessarily about the realignment now, but I think that ship has way sailed. It's all a lot about money at this point and big TV deals, but it kind of is what it is. They're big, the kind of big. You talked about SEC and now Big Ten.
I think they're trying to keep up with that conference because that's like an NFL. The SEC, it's an NFL factory pretty much of draft picks coming out. Like how many draft picks come out a year of that? And I think they're trying to keep the same level surplus draft picks and successful athletes coming out of there. So I see their reason.
So you're a global ambassador,
yes, sir,
at Best Buddies, which is such a blessing.
Yes, sir.
I was just wondering, me and JP and the people out there, what is it that you do at Best Buddies?
The recap, Best Buddies started in 1989 by our founder and CEO, Anthony Kinney Shriver, created Best Buddies Nevada for people with one-to-one friendships with intellectual developmental disabilities. We also have integrated employment, our newest pillar, leadership, and our newest pillar is independent living. So at Best
That's
Buddies,
great.
your buddy hangs out with you once a month, talk, phone, text, email, once a week. So that's what Best Buddies does. We also have other programs of leadership that make sure that we're also being the voices of inclusion to help out other people like that. I'm a global ambassador, so I go around the country talking and promoting the mission of Best Buddies and inclusion.
Educate me. I'm old school. What does this word inclusion mean? You said to me. Break that down to me. What does that word mean? Inclusion.
Inclusion means include everybody. It doesn't matter what nationality you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. We're here at Best Ways. We're here to include everybody. We love you for you. We love you for you. We don't care about if you have money, fancy car, status, or none of that in the community where it's so hard to find acceptance. These buddies just accept you for who you are as a person. And I think that's one of the most important things in Best Buddies. Just they accept you for who you are. That's what inclusion means. Acceptance for other, doesn't matter where you come from. Just find that acceptance is just amazing.
Thank you so much for the education. How was your start? Like, when did you start?
I started back in my junior year of high school. So back in 2009, I was 16 years old. I was a bullied youth. My life wasn't really going that far. And when I found my math teacher said, "Hey, why don't you do Best Buddies?" He set me up for this. He said, "If you don't join Best Buddies, you won't get extra credit, or I will take a grade off of your assignment." I was like, "Oh no, I'll do Best. Okay, fine, I'll do it." You need it. So I opened the door. I saw friends that I hung out with. I saw the buddies being accepted. So when I joined Best Buddies when I was in high school, we started doing activities for buddies together. I came home for my first Best Buddy event. It was bowling. My dad was telling me, like, "Hey mom, dad, this is great. Oh my goodness." Everyone attitude changed in school when they discovered about Best Buddies to help me come out of my comfort zone. If you met me at 15, I would not be talking to you. I'll be sitting in the corner just talking to my dad, saying hi. But it was just great because it stopped all the bullying. It gave me confidence I need to succeed in real life. It's just incredible what Best Buddies can really do. It can help you. It got me a job working at Bellagio. I've been going on about 9 years as a gym attendant now, 9 years strong.
Wow, that's great.
So from the jobs program, it shows that it can be successful when you give someone a person with disability a chance to work in a job. You're going to get amazing performance every day. You know, having that job means everything to a buddy. So it's a great organization. It's a lot of fun. I know it changes my life. And I guarantee you guys go out to a Best Buddies event, you meet the buddies. They're some of the most nicest, most entertaining, most interesting people you'll ever meet. And they just love you for you. And I think that, to me, is one of the most important things. So that's what Best Buddies does. It's amazing. We've been on a long journey together, and we're going to continue to keep growing and spreading inclusion throughout the valley.
Wow. It's incredible.
It's awesome to get the kind of impact
To start.
this organization has made in your life and makes in the lives of a lot of people. That's very valuable. I think that's why Creation for Cause is really so keen on having them be a nonprofit partner with us. So I think it makes a big difference, and it's great to hear all the things that they've brought to your life and that you've brought to them. Because you're an exceptional human. So we're just really glad to have you in every way, shape, or form.
Thank you.
So we're back doing the last segment. Really excited to introduce this. So we got ALS.
Al's
we got
Wows.
ALS. So we have Al's Wows.
And down here at the bottom, we got JP's Picks.
All right. So what do you got? What's the wager of the week?
And this is what I got right here. I got the Eagles are on the road playing the Patriots. And the Patriots are rebuilding, as we know. The Eagles coming off the Super Bowl defeat and did better in the draft with drafting a lot of Georgia players. I like the Eagles minus 4.5. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about betting 5 units on it. Then in college, the 2 quarterbacks I talked about, the 2 Heisman Trophy quarterbacks runner-up, Spencer Rattler from South Carolina and Drake May from North Carolina, they're going to score 70 points. The odds makers got it at 64. Well, welcome to the party. They're going to score lots of points in this game. So I like the over. And I think that's just worth like 2 or 3 units. JP?
Yeah.
What you got?
So for me, I'm thinking I'm gonna go with a safe pick. I'm gonna take Ravens the money line. They're playing Houston Texans.
Playing Houston.
Which Houston is kind of rebuilding still. So I think that's feel pretty safe about it. And it's at Baltimore, so that's
Yes,
gonna be a
indeed.
tough place for them to kind of go win at. And college, I'm gonna take Washington against
Boise State.
Yeah, so that's, and I think I took the first half, I think, on that
The
one.
first half's a great pick. Washington's at home, and we were just talking about it earlier. They were 11-2 last year, people. 11-2, and that's a good record in the Pac-12. You know, especially with Michael Penix Jr. He is a runner-up Heisman candidate too. So there it is. Owls, Wows, Eagles over in the South Carolina, North Carolina game. JP's picks, which I put 5 stars on his. Ravens money line at home, and Washington University first half. There it is, folks. This segment we will have at the end of each segment. And guess what? I think Willie liked those picks too. Yeah, I did. Matter of fact, I wish I could get some more meat on my body for it.
So next week we'll be talking about, it'll be the kickoff for the NFL season.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
Look forward to talking about these college
indeed.
football games that we talked so much about today. Looking forward to both the NFL season kicking off next week and college football getting into full swing this weekend.
Full swing. I can't wait. Next week,
Have a great Labor Day.
have a great, safe Labor Day. And remember, no drinking and driving. And again, this show is sponsored by Creation for Cause. Sponsored and produced for Creation for Cause. Thank you very much for tuning in, and goodbye.
Bye.